I'd just like to say hello to everybody. I was asked to come to Ottawa, but unfortunately, I'm a little bit older now. I don't travel. But what is great is that with technology, in a little way, we can meet each other. I can't really see you. Sometimes in Skype, we can sort of see each other. But at least here, I know you're there. I know many of you love people, are with people who are different, who have lived different experiences. And I know somewhere that at the depth of your thinking and your desires is somewhere to become more human, more open. And that's my road is also, I'm 84 now, and of course I'll be going downhill, so I have to learn just to accept myself as I am and accept other people as they are. So anyway, I just want to say that I'm just happy to be with you, even if it's through this technology, but it's great anyway to be able to share. At least, unfortunately, I can't hear you, but anyway, somewhere I'm telling you the story of my life and I give it to you, and I hope that we can all become better people. Well, I've been living in L'Arche now for nearly 50 years, and it's really L'Arche that has helped me to understand relationships, how to help discover what it means to be really in relationship to someone, and how really to discover how people whom we don't know, but through relationships, we enter into a deep friendship. So we're going back to 1964. In 1964 in France, there weren't many big institutions, but many people with disabilities were being in the psychiatric hospitals, or they were hidden in the family. So I visited a big institution in 1964, and it was violent. There were about 80 people. They were only allowed to have 40, but they had two big dormitories, the beds just next to each other, no private space, and so on. And I was touched by two of the men there. So I said, what could I do? I didn't want to enter the system. That wasn't my thing. But to take two people and others out of the system and to give them the place to be free and to be themselves, to discover the beauty of their own humanity. So that's what it was. I was able to buy a little house, an association was created, and so on, and welcomed then Raphael and Philippe. The beginning of L'Arche, it was very simple, very poor in every way. But what happened was that we began to live together. And I think what was the most important was to grow in mutual trust. That they could trust me and I could trust them. And because relationship only is built when fear goes down and trust is born. I think they really, little by little, discovered that all I wanted was for them to be well, to be happy, that they could discover who they were. Like Philippe, he could talk a lot, whereas Raphael didn't talk too much. But Philippe would like to talk and but then to discover that he had beautiful things to say. He didn't like doctors. He was always angry with doctors, and on the whole, he wasn't too religious-minded. That wasn't his thing. He wasn't up for it. Whereas Raphael, he didn't mind about being doctors. What was important for him is that he loved dogs, he loved little things, he loved to open doors and so on, that things that he could do. We always had great fun because we had bought a little pot of mustard, but it wasn't really a pot of mustard. You opened the top of it, and there was a spring, and something jumped up, and there was a little face that looked at you. And Raphael loved that. And I remember one of the inspectors coming from the local authority, and when there was meat, Raphael would get all excited and then put the mustard in front of and then the man thinking it was mustard would open it up, and then the things, and Raphael was practically on the floor laughing. And so I would say that we began happily and in laughter. And maybe I can even dare say about myself, I'd been in the Navy, I'd been a naval officer, I'd been on HMCS Magnificent, the Canadian aircraft carrier, I had done philosophy, I'd taught at St. Michael's University in Toronto, and so on and so on. So there was a side of me where I was quite a serious person. And then, but living with Raphael and Philippe, and then others who came in the I discovered the importance of being a child. What I meant by being a child, having fun, laughing. And so somewhere at the beginning, all I remember those first years at L'Arche was a place of laughter and of fun. Then we gradually begin to understand each other and to love each other. And so there, the person who is so different, because Raphael was obviously very different to me, Philippe was very different to me, and then we welcomed others who had more serious psychological difficulties and so on. So gradually is born a feeling of being together,